Hi, my name is Tony. I'm from Metal Exposure, and I'm sitting here with.
Lawrence from Cryptosis.
Hi, Lawrence. Thank you so much for your time today. So first up, congratulations with the release of your new album, Celestial Death, which came out earlier last month already. Um, but due to some scheduling issues, we are here right now. So what can you tell us about the album?
The new album is called Celestial Death. It's
Mhm.
a concept album, a second album. Um, it came out through Century Media Records. It's an album that tells about uh, in which we sketch a dystopian future.
Mhm.
Um, and it's basically there are stories told from individuals that are struggling with the technological advancements of modern days,
Okay,
basically.
so it takes place in the future. Is that also why you call yourself futuristic metal?
Yeah, well, this is something that came out of how do you say it? So at some point, somebody wrote a bio for us, and this came out as like his personal opinion about the style of metal we play, because
Yeah.
it's a mix of all these genres. It's not specifically death metal or thrash metal or black metal. It's all these different kind of metal integrated in one band, basically. And this combined with the whole concept that we write about, this was a good fit.
Okay.
So that's why we call ourselves that.
All right. So it's if I have it correctly, it's futuristic multi-metal eruption.
Right.
Well, that's a mouthful, and that's because you say you cannot be defined by one genre.
That's right.
Uh, so there's a lot more melody on this album than the previous one. How did that came to be?
Well, it was something that came pretty naturally, actually. We experimented a lot for this album. A lot of songwriting, a lot of parts that were collected over up to 2 years, I think. Um, Small ideas that we database basically that we share within the band.
There seems to be like a little disruption in the um, connection. Could you please say that again? Because half of the things you said were not registering.
Okay, let me start over.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
We no problem. We started out writing for this album. I think it was early 2022,
Mhm.
and we just started collecting any idea that came to mind, put it in a big database on Google Drive.
So yeah, you were telling about the Google Drive where you put in every um, material you had since 2022 for writing this album. That's where
Yeah,
we got caught off.
that's where we got cut off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we basically just kept collecting all these ideas, and then at some point we picked out the best ideas in our opinion to put on the album. And these ideas were a lot more melodic, a lot more atmospheric, had a lot more depth to it. Yeah, so it came pretty naturally to make these songs at the end, um, because this was our inspiration at the end, to make this music on this record. And that's why we don't really like to be put in a side of genre box, because it's kind of constraining our personal inspiration, more to say.
So you decided to make this as well as the previous album, a concept album. What came first? Was it the ideas of okay, let's write something about a future dystopia, or was it the music and then you actually um, put it along naturally?
First the music, and afterwards the lyrics. That's how we always work.
Hmm.
But we like to make the scenery to fit these lyrics. So we kept this in mind to write the whole concept, like both lyrics and music.
Okay, so you first came with the music and then the concept, and then you fit the lyrics into
Right.
said music,
Yeah.
and that's all right. That's
Yeah.
you also released four videos of the new album, Celestial Death. And now I'm going to ask you a really tough question. Which one is your favorite?
Which one of my favorite? I think this is my favorite would be Reign of Infinite because it's with all the extra actors we kind of approached to be in there, and the whole um yeah, the whole extra thing to it. It's kind of my favorite. I think Together with Faces Matter. I think these two are definitely my favorite. Yeah.
What is your because now I'm going to twist it up a little bit because normally I would ask what's your favorite song of the album, but what is the song you're most proud of? Which one took you the longest to write or the longest to compose? And then you have a special place in your heart for that one.
That's a good question. I think there are songs on this album that actually took only a few versions to complete, but there are also ones that took like 30, 35 versions to complete to make it final. So, and I think if I count the latter ones, it took the most energy and effort, of course.
Hmm.
I think this would be In Between Realities
Hmm.
and Cryptosphere. The last two songs, or the last, well, if you don't count the outro, the last two songs on the album. I think these are the most the songs that have the most details, the most energy and time put into it. Definitely.
Is that why they were put last on the album, or was that just a coincidence?
No, it was just a coincidence. It was when we build up an album, we want to make it a story. You know, we
Mhm.
want to write to make an album, to write an album that you want to listen from the front to the back.
Yeah.
Basically, that's why we did Bionic Swarm the way we did it, uh, and that's why we played it from front to back live as well.
All right. You said you played it front to back live, and that was the album release show you did just last week.
Yeah,
Uh, how was that? Because you played the entire album, of course, but it's also like the first time people can hear it live. And what was
right.
the
Yeah,
audience reaction, and how did it go?
it was very successful. It was beyond any expectations we had. It was also the first time we did a pyro show,
Okay.
and we never experienced that before. It was super hot on stage. We played for a full hour. We also did some old songs from our previous album, Bionic Swarm.
Hmm.
Yeah, we also didn't play for a half a year to just have full focus on the album and everything around it, because
Hmm.
this is so much work
Yeah.
uh, to do that. But yeah, the crowd was really filled. Everybody liked it. Everybody had a good time. They really enjoyed the production that we put up. I really appreciate the extra effort that we put into the show. So yeah, all in all, it was a really good release, and we are ready to do the European tour. We have at the end of next month. We start with that.
Okay.
So yeah, there was a good start of things.
A good good release show. Um, and was there one song or multiple songs in particular you were quite nervous to play live?
All of them, really,
All of
all of
them.
them. Yeah, we rehearsed in the rehearsal room, but when we stepped onto the stage, yeah, it's just you have to. Well, it was the whole thing basically. It was the pyro show that was all these lines on stage where you can walk and can't walk because you can't be too close to the fire. So
Yeah.
you have to pay attention to that. You have to put on a show. You have to work on your pedals. You have
Yeah.
to sing. Well, if I just look at myself, so it was a lot extra than in the rehearsal space. So I had to really concentrate on playing everything right.
Yeah. Not stepping on the wrong line at the wrong time. Um,
Don't do James Hetfield
yeah. There has
stuff,
been numerous accidents that happened because of the pyro. But how?
right?
Because it was the first time playing pyro. Will there be pyro like in every show from now on, or was it just for the album release?
And it wasn't just for the album release, but if if the band keeps growing, so will our show grow with us. So if there is more budget to be spent, then we will definitely uh, do this more often.
Okay. Um, I kind of want to see that. All the pyro. You looking where do I need to stand now? Just, so
I might not do the same as we did right now, because it was four flames in front and two
yeah.
beside the drummer. So there was one flame in my back and two in front. So it was
Oh,
like I can't step to the back because then I'm into this flame. And
you
yeah,
can't step
well,
into the front because there's that flame. So you're
right.
a flame sandwiched right there.
Yeah, so we might not do the back flames again, but
Okay.
well, it was cool for the show.
Yeah. And how was the response on the show from the fans?
Really, really great. Really, everybody really enjoyed the extra production we did. They really enjoyed the songs. They had a good time with friends, family, etc. Uh, Everybody gave a really good response. We had a meet and greet thing planned in the lobby after the show, so we
Huh.
went there, and we sold a lot of merch, and everybody told us they really liked the show. And we had our own crew with us, so we had a good sound, we had a good light show, everything was perfect.
Sounds pretty cool, and I'm glad you really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Um, so you also talked about the European tour. What can you tell us about that? Uh,
So next month we first have two shows in the Netherlands, which is
mhm.
two headliner shows in Achterhoeks Metal Fest. It's in Eibergen.
Okay.
It's close to where I live. It's about a 1 hour drive. It's a festival with some international bands as well. And the day after, we have a headliner gig in Apeldoorn in the Netherlands. And 2 weeks after that, we are starting our European tour with Onslaught from the UK.
Okay.
So we're going to tour 2.5 weeks through Europe, Western Europe. So it's Netherlands, Belgium, France, Italy, Austria, Germany. So
Okay.
it's like in a circle.
Yeah.
And then we have 3 weeks off, I think, and then we have 2 weeks to go to South America for the first
Oh,
time.
wow.
And we're going to tour with Artillery from Denmark.
Mhm.
Also, yeah, first time for us to do Latin America, so that's really something to look forward to.
Mhm.
And I think we have some things planned in the end of this year, also in the
Okay.
Netherlands, but also in Scandinavia. We're planning a small Scandinavian tour, which is almost fully booked, and we go to um, Denmark, Sweden, Norway,
Mhm.
and probably Germany along the way.
On your way
So,
back, just go through Germany.
on the way back or on the way to there,
Yeah.
either way.
So it does
Yeah,
sound like you're not sitting still this year. Uh, which
no, no,
which
no, not at all.
which show or tour are you most looking forward to? Like, or do you just take show by show, or is there one particular venue you're like, oh my God, I really wanted to play that, and we're playing that this tour?
Well, actually, I forgot one show that is really the one I'm looking forward to the most, which
Oh,
is our first appearance in Mexico
okay.
on yeah. Well, it's the same guys as I think as Mexico Metal Fest. It's
Mhm.
a different name. It's called something like Catique Metal Fest or something. But
Yeah.
it was with Grave, with Unleashed,
Okay.
great bands,
Yeah.
and yeah, that looks really good. Like every year it's packed, and they wanted to book us as exclusive Mexico 2025 show.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's pretty cool.
So
Yeah,
that is pretty cool to go all the way across the world and have people scream your name.
that's what I hope they will do. But yeah, that looks yeah, that sounds like fun.
You know, they wouldn't book you as an exclusive if they, didn't like the music. That's
Right,
at least
right.
that's what I think. Um, so yeah, after all the touring, what does the future hold for Cryptosis?
Yeah, we are planning. Oh, we have some interests for a USA tour as
Okay.
well, early next year.
Hmm.
Nothing set in stone yet, but there are some things behind the scenes going on. Um, yeah, and we will probably pick up songwriting for the next album in between all these shows and
In
stuff.
between.
In between, yeah, because yeah, at some point you have to also start writing again, and we did a long time to write this album, also because we think that the second album is the most important album, I think, of a band. So you can't really fuck it up. You have to take your time. So we took a little bit of extra time, and also there was COVID and everything, so it was also a little bit strange, and
Yeah.
we didn't find the right inspiration at that time, I guess. But yeah, I think this is the plan. Just play as much as possible, tour as much as possible, pick up songwriting, and enjoy. Try to enjoy.
Just ride the wave and enjoy, and then we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
right.
All right. And you also like the first, technically the first album you did was a split album. Uh, is there going to be another one in the future, or was that just a one-time thing?
You mean the split EP with Vector?
Split EP, yeah.
Yeah. This was something that that we discussed with Century Media Records because this was not
Hmm.
the deal actually. We signed for an album,
Hmm.
Bionic Swarm, and not for the EP. But there was we know the guys from Vector like so many years right now, and yeah, we kind of stick close all the time. And this was a great way to get the name out just before the album dropped,
Yeah.
basically. So that's why, and they also wanted to release some stuff, so we decided just to team up. So it was really cool that they wanted to do it with us being
Yeah.
a really unknown band, a new band, new name, everything new. So yeah, that was a really cool opportunity for us, and yeah, put us on the map straight away. So it's just like a how do you call it? Like a push in the right direction just from the
Yeah.
start.
So you just get the right promotion, the right listeners, and then you drop uh, your album,
Right?
and
Yeah.
then after that, the very anticipated second album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then a lot of international touring, which is pretty awesome. Um, and I can
It
see you're
is.
really excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is something that we worked through our entire lives, basically. So yeah, we I don't know how many years we are playing and did some tons of underground shows with shitty conditions, and yeah, it's also motivating that it's going into the right direction, keeps you going, and um, um, yeah, you want to put in more energy, just because you know that if you do it, you will get more out of it. You know, we feel that we're on the right track right now.
All right. So this is sort of the vicious cycle. You put it in and you receive, and that's how the band keeps rolling.
Right? Yeah.
All right. So is there anything else you wanna tell us or tell the fans or promote yourself a little bit or the band?
To anyone listening, if you don't know the band, check out our Spotify account. You can listen to the album for free. If you really enjoy it, if you want to support the band, just go over to our website, cryptosis.net. We have our own web shop. You can check out our live dates. We're also on Bands in Town and Songkick, platforms like that. You can just follow us there. You get an update if we're near a town. And if you are into extreme metal, if you like melody, if you like blackened trash and death metal growls, this is something for you.
Just like any kind of metal, this is the perfect band for you.
I hope so.
All right. Well, Lawrence, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you well on the next coming shows and the upcoming tours. And thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
your
much.
time. All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.